Congratulations, first place.
Oh my gosh, okay.
Ooh, second place.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh my gosh. Something was like, you've not been invited to the stream together session. No. I haven't
Meadow!
joined.
Oh my gosh, you're here. Hello, and everyone can hear us too, by the way. We're just on the
Oh,
starting
I
soon
realized we're
screen.
already live. Hello.
Yeah, we're live. But we're on the Bobby starting soon screen. We're gonna wait until ads have completely played and then we'll jump in. But I see 8-Bit D. I see so many people in here. Meadow,
Oh my
thanks for
gosh,
joining. Yay. So
Let me pull up your chat.
yeah, I'm just gonna post everywhere that we're live and then we'll greet everybody.
Nice. Thank you for having me.
Of course. After these messages, we'll be right back.
I just realized it never gave me the option to notify.
No. Oh no. Hello. Yeah. I don't know why that happens sometimes. I don't know. And now back to our show.
Actually, is
Third
the
place
starting
ain't
scene
so
screen
bad.
actually Bobby right now, or is it previously recorded footage of Bobby?
Okay. I'm almost done posting that we're live. I'm gonna turn on my camera. Is that cool, Meadow? Is that cool?
Yeah, can you hear me right now?
I sure can. Chat, can you hear Meadow? Wait, let me turn the music down a little bit. I might have had the music kind of loud. Okay. All right. Let me chat, can you hear Meadow? Meadow's low. We can, but you're soft. Okay.
Okay, let me
see
try
if
to adjust.
yeah. Pump up the volume. Pump up the volume. Okay.
How is this?
Give me some lines.
Some lines.
Yeah, some words. Some.
You say lines, and my brain went to like, wow, what's a retro gamer like you doing in a chat like this? Like a line.
Oh my gosh.
Is
Meadow
that
is.
better, or do it still quiet?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Hello. Oh my gosh. Meadow uses they them pronouns, correct? Do you want to let
That
them
is
know?
correct.
That is correct. Awesome. Awesome. It's better. Okay, hold on. Are you okay with me transitioning to the screen where we will both be
I
seen?
am. My camera's off. Let me turn it on for you.
Yeah. There we
There
go.
we go.
Hello.
Also, Mew Mew is very excited for this stream and has a lot to say about it.
Oh my gosh, yes. Bobby is she's right next to me. Thank you so much for jumping in and doing some drop-ins. I'm going to go
Heck
ahead and start. Yeah, I'm going to start greeting some people from chat that I see, like Finn and Balily B and Control Alt Quinn and Emmy Divergent and Simcopter 1 and Heather Ruiz. Oh my god, I feel like I always mess up your name. Get Wheezy, Jax, Reaper. There's so many wonderful people. Oh my gosh, Meadow. Thank you for coming to hang out with me today. How was your day today?
It was so busy. How was your day today?
Oh wow. Well, we just got out of practice for one of the panels that I'm hosting at TwitchCon, and it went so well. Like, I literally cannot wait for people to go to this panel. Like, everybody who was talking on it, like, it made me really excited to be able to present this information. So that made me feel really happy.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that panel. It's a great idea for a panel. I don't know if I'm allowed to say like that I know which of the panels you were rehearsing for.
Yeah. I think it's probably okay. Yeah, we were practicing for the emote panel, which is really, oh my gosh, it's gonna be fun.
Quick question: is it just on my end, or for everyone, that both Ash and me keep freezing on where I have Ash's stream pulled up?
Oh, I have not looked at my stream yet. I don't know. Let me see. Let me pull it up. I didn't even pull it up on my end. Not freezing on my end. Hi, John B.
Okay, good.
Okay. Let me just double check here. I haven't seen it freeze yet. Everything is smooth. Okay. I'm on mobile. Okay. Emmy. Okay. Fatal. Okay. Everybody says it's good.
Okay. It's probably just me then.
Cool.
I'll close as many things as I can.
Yeah. So Free Winter wants to know what's on the agenda. So that's a very good question. We wanted to take advantage of the opportunity that we had with drop-ins tonight. So any of the Twitch Women's Guild members, you can feel free to knock and drop in on my channel, and we would love to bring you up on stage so you can get to know your new guild leaders. And also, I just kind of want to talk to Meadow as well, and get to know each other better, because I think that would be really fun, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Ash, may I say hi to some people that I see in your chat?
Oh, please do. Yes, please do.
Well, I don't know if you already greeted her before I popped in, but I saw 8bit in your chat. Obviously, another retro queen whom I look up to very much. So, wanted to make sure we said hello, and also another Women's Guild member. And I see Finn, and Finn has been so helpful. Jumped in to be helpful with the theater jam that I'll yap about more later if you ask me. And I see Emmy Divergent as well from the Women's Guild. You're the coolest people in your community, Ash. I see Simcopter. Sorry, I'm like that person that scrolls chat and wants to read every single name. But yeah, I just saw those folks in particular that are all always so lovely and supportive. And so thank you for giving me the chance to call them out and say hey.
Oh my gosh. Yes, I feel very fortunate to know and have so many wonderful people who come to hang out with me. Like, that makes me feel like I always feel so lucky whenever I go live on Twitch. It's very true. I feel very, very, very lucky. And I feel really lucky to share this space with you tonight. And yes, I definitely want to hear more about the stuff that you're doing with your theater jam and what the week is going to have in store for you and all of the cool activations and all of the wonderful people that you're working with. Like, absolutely. Yes, please.
Well, before we talk about anything to do with me or you or our week, I saw a question in the chat from someone new to Twitch asking about how guilds work in general. From It's Kim Sanity. I'm wondering if we can answer that.
I would love to answer that. Yeah, Kim Sanity came to hang out with me yesterday. So welcome back, first of all. It's really nice to see you in chat. But yeah, Meadow, if you want to go ahead and start answering that question, and then I could jump in for sure.
Yeah, I see how this worked. I was like, oh, I see a question. Ash, over to you. And then you're like, here you go, paddle right back. That was well played, well played.
Yeah.
But seriously, hi Kim Sanity, it's nice to meet you. And also welcome to Twitch. Exciting that you are new to the platform. It's just like, it's so exciting to be new in general. And yeah, so the Twitch Unity Guilds are a program for diversity and inclusion here on Twitch. And what they do is provide a private Discord space to foster community and connecting with each other. They provide resources, career development, mentoring, and opportunities in order to help creators of different marginalized groups. Right now we have a guild to serve women and people of marginalized genders. We have a guild to serve Black creators and Latinx creators. And we're so excited that we now have a Pride Guild as well. And hopefully we'll see this program continue to expand. It takes a while to build up a program like this. So if you are a creator in a marginalized group and you're thinking, oh, that didn't include me, we are still looking for ways to elevate you. And that's part of why Twitch just announced all these new collections, shelves of different creators who are also in other marginalized groups not yet served by a guild, who will be featured in shelves on the Twitch front page. But within the guilds that we have at the moment, the idea is that we're creating opportunities to level the playing field so that you can gain more visibility, and also because we do face specific experiences as marginalized creators, and it could be really lonely not being able to have community around those experiences, and it really empowers us to share knowledge and share resources with each other and be supports for each other. Ash, do you want to add anything to that? That was nerve-wracking.
But do you see why I said Meadow? Because honestly, I feel like every single time I hear Meadow speak on a topic like this, I learn so much, and it's so thoughtfully put out. Like your answers are so thoughtful. And hi Sheila, hello. Yes, of course. So guilds started about a year and a half ago, right? I think March is when they kind of opened up, and the first one, like the Twitch Women's Alliance, was converted over. A lot of the people were converted over into the Twitch Women's Guild. And then, as you said, there's a Black Guild and a Latinx Guild, and the Pride Guild just, started accepting their members and started opening up their acceptance to members, which you're right, like it's gonna take all of us combined together to help grow that community, and people can join multiple guilds. I want to make sure that y'all know that. And anybody can join the guild that associates with those groups. So I also hear like a lot of like Twitch ambassadors, or like people saying like, oh, can I join a group, is it okay? Like yes, if you align and your values align with those spaces, absolutely. And the applications open up at particular times, which I encourage you to pay attention to Twitch's socials. That way you'll know when applications open up. And like sometimes it takes a while because we get tons of applications, right? And we personally do not have any say in who is admitted to the guild. We have nothing to do with that. Twitch handles all of that, but you got to make sure you fill out the survey. Make sure you fill out your
survey in your dashboard.
Yes, in your dashboard. So yeah.
Can we actually walk people through where that is? Because I'm worried that some people don't know, and I'm really glad that you brought that up because I totally forgot to mention that part.
Oh, of course. So if you go to your Twitch dashboard, right? So, it says
Following
creator
along with it right now.
dashboard, and then it says like home, stream manager, alerts, analytics, community, content, monetization setting, viewer rewards. Let me see which one it's
It's
under.
under. Wait, I'm in there
Settings.
right now.
Yeah, it's under
Yes.
settings, and then
Streamer survey.
yeah, streamer survey is the fourth selection. So you want to fill that out. And also, you want to fill that out because it lets Twitch know that you're open to accepting opportunities to work with them as well, for any number of reasons. Like maybe there's a call for creators, to join, what do you call the tournament that we do, Twitch Rivals. Or maybe there's like they're looking for creators to help them talk about a new product, or they're looking for creators for creator camp. It's always good to fill out that survey, so that way if they need talent, they can pull from those people who have filled out the survey. Yeah.
I did see a question in chat from Free Winter Mute. Can allies join a guild? And the answer is no, even though we do very much appreciate your allyship. And I think this was actually addressed in the very first Twitch blog post about guilds, because it is a frequently asked question. So I thought it would be good to address that here. But there are so many ways that you can support guilds and get involved with guilds. And to share in uplifting marginalized creators without actually being on the inside of the guild, because that gives us that private space where, for example, in the women's guild, people of marginalized genders are able to have this space where we know that it's only us in there when we're sharing things that might be more sensitive, that we would like support from each other around.
Yeah.
Hey, Kira.
Hi. Hello. Welcome. No, that's a great. I honestly did not know the answer to that, so I'm glad that you took that question on. So I will make sure to make a note of that, because I didn't know that was a commonly asked question. So that is very good information for me to make a note of. But yeah, if any, hello. Oh my God, is it Cutesy? Birchie?
And Cutesy, hi.
Hello. And also, I don't know how it looks on y'all end, on the end, like on your end, but the knock feature should be open. So if anybody from the Twitch Women's Guild wants to come up on stage and ask a question or hang out for a minute and just chit chat, please know that option is open to you. I see Hungry Goria in there. Hello, welcome. But yeah, we'd love to just have a conversation, right?
Ash, may I have permission to post a link? Because I found the Twitch blog post from last year that has the FAQ about things like that.
Yeah, hold on. Let me see if I could.
Or I can just DM it to you if that's easier.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, of course. But I feel like if you post the link, it's gonna get timed out because I need to switch something up. You can DM it to me as well. If you want to do it on Discord, that'll be the fastest.
Oh, here, I'll
way.
DM it to your mod, because
yes.
For anyone who doesn't know, I stream from. I'm working on improving this by the end of this year, hopefully. But I stream from a laptop, and I do things that are much too ambitious for my computer. So I have Discord closed right now because it's too much.
Problem. Yeah, please feel free to DM it to Washington. Washington is an awesome mod. I would appreciate that. Oh, Emmy, did you post this in the Twitch Women's Guild server? I'm pretty sure. I think Coco put it as an announcement. So I think so. Yes. But hey, if you want to jump up on stage with us, no pressure to anybody who doesn't want to do it. But I just felt like it might be kind of fun, I need a Lemmings shirt. Hi, Wilkie. Yes, this is one of my favorites. Lemmings. Have you ever played Lemmings?
That's a great shirt.
Meadow, have you ever played it?
Me? No, I actually. What was I just watching? Someone shared like Oh, was it actually in the retro games community server that I was introduced to through you, Ash? I feel like it might have been there. Someone posted a really, really funny music video thing of Lemmings that I enjoyed, and I was showing it to a friend who was saying, you have to play this game. But no, I've never played Lemmings.
Oh my goodness. If there ever comes a day Oh, thank you for posting the link, Washington. I appreciate that. If there ever comes a day where you decide you want to play Lemmings, oh my gosh, I cannot wait for that day because it will be very fun to watch. Lemmings is such a
Okay.
funny. It's real fun watching someone play that for the first time.
Well, I mean that's a pretty strong incentive to play. Just knowing that you would be into it. So we'll put it on the
Yeah.
top of the list.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh, I really loved when you did December with us last year. That was really fun.
Yeah. Can we
Yeah.
hype December to everybody here and any guildies who are into retro gaming and non-guildies too? It's wide
Oh,
open.
yes, of course. It's super fun. If y'all don't know what it is, it's during December. A lot of the retro community comes together and we play DOS games. And there's a website for it. It's super cool. We raid into each other and we just try to find like maybe games that people might not have ever seen before, obscure stuff, or if it's something that's, brand new to you and you just want to try out a DOS game, that is the month to celebrate it. So please, yeah, get involved. And Metal, do you think you would ever do it again?
Oh, I'm gonna do it every year. I was so sad. I had such an ambitious list this last year, and I didn't get through so many of them. So it's a really great excuse to do it again.
Nice. I love that.
But
I
also,
love that.
I would add on to what you said, Ash, too. It's also just a really lovely community. It's been great to be in that Discord server throughout the year. And they do other events, and they do a really cool event that benefits charity as well, involving retro gaming. So, yeah, 10 out of
Yeah.
10. We'll definitely do it again. And so
Yeah.
grateful to Ash for being the kind of person who lets others know about things like this and pulls them into things like this. I feel very lucky to know you, Ash.
Oh, I feel the same. Like I think that's one thing we could definitely do with getting to know each other a little bit better. Like all the unique things that you're into, all the unique things that I'm into, and how they cross over. Because I feel like that's like one of the best things about the Women's Guild, and a big reason why I was so happy to be a part of it, like from the start, and just be able to see all of the talent and all of the different types of content that they all do and come together and create together. Like that's so beautiful to me. Like, they be posting, oh, this event, that event, who wants to, collab with this and do this. Like that to me is one of the most fun things, because sometimes I feel like for creators it could be hard to find somebody to collab with, but just knowing that we're there together for each other, it just it's just what it's about, it's what it's about. I feel lucky to have both of you as our leaders. Oh my gosh, that is so kind of you to say, Sheila. Thank you so much. Yo, Shine Spark said that you're a great fairy. Oh my gosh. It does kind of look like that from Zelda. Oh man. Yeah. So
Sorry,
yeah.
I could post a message, but I appreciate that as well, Sheila, and thank you for the compliment. If we end up with a lull, I'm hoping that we'll just be busy this whole time talking to guild members who want to come on. But if we end up with a lull, I can give you a little tour of my fairyland here.
Oh
There's
my
more
gosh.
to this flower.
Yeah. Yeah. Meadow was giving me a tour earlier today, and that was like so much it was so much fun because I didn't know all the different places that Meadow could be, and it was like really cute. It was really cute.
Also, I'm cracking up at LMAX 77 right now. I'm gonna every time I have something important to say to her meetings now, I'm gonna start doing that.
Hey, listen. Hey, listen. Wait, hold on. I'm seeing I don't know, like I just want to make sure that if there's anybody that's in chat that sees like the drop-in thing, like can you all see it? Like is it something that you can like press the button and then just drop, because I've never done it from this side. I've always been the person to knock on somebody else's door and be
Oh,
the
so
little.
even though I'm already on, I have your stream pulled up and I see it says join. Where it says
Oh,
like
okay.
Ash said hi with Meadow, and then there's a join button.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. Perfect. I can't see it on mobile, but on desktop, it's always been obvious. Okay, perfect. Yeah, Azor. I'm talking about the drop-in feature. Yeah, cuz there's like I guess because it's new, Twitch is like, "Oh yeah, use the drop-in feature today cuz it's awesome." So, that's what we decided to try out today and see if anybody wanted to come hang out. The only thing you have to be live to see it. Ah, I see. So like Sheila, like you have to be live on your channel to see it. Oh.
I don't. No, wait. That. I feel like that can't be true because I'm not live right now, and I can see join on your channel.
Oh, you know why you see it on your end? Because I added you as a favorite.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know why it works that way. No, it's only if y'all are live. You've been the dropper, not the droppee. Oh, Emmy wants to know if y'all wanted a question. Would you be willing to share why you wanted to become a leader for the Twitch Women's Guild and your experience? That's a good question. That's a good question. Do you want me to take that on first, or do you want to take it on first?
I would love if you take that on first. It gives me a moment to prepare.
Sure. Also, hi X8. Hello, welcome. So the reason why, well, I'm gonna be honest with you, right? I was gonna apply, and well, at first I was not gonna apply. I was kind of nervous because I was like, you know, can I make an impact? You know, like, is this something that I could do? Is this something that I could take on? And then I spoke to Coco, actually. And Coco encouraged me and was like, Ash, you should totally apply because of all the things that you've done and, you know, all the shows that you do and all the different, like, you know, things that you take on to kind of help people learn, you know, how to stream, or, you know, like how to elevate their presence on Twitch. So then when I applied, those were the things that I kind of focused on, you know, how can we help uplift voices? How can I teach people, you know, like any of the things that I've learned through my career, and just give and you know, try to elevate anybody who needs that help. You know, because sometimes, like I said, it could be really difficult, you know, feeling like maybe you're on an island, or, you know, like that people don't have relatable experience, like you were saying earlier, Meadow. Like, you know, sometimes you feel like, oh, is it just me? You know, like, do people have a similar experience? And that was really important for me to emphasize when I was, you know, talking about like all the things that I want to impact. And then especially being a Twitch ambassador, like one of my hugest goals is to kind of help bridge the ambassadors and the guild program by like maybe doing workshops together, or, you know, maybe having them do talks, or just having them be a presence where they could kind of give advice and share, you know, things that they've learned through their career. So I highlighted all of that as well. And I feel like, why would I want to do it? I mean, honestly, throughout my entire career of being on Twitch, there has been so many people that have helped me get to where I am. And I want to find a way to give that back. You know, like, that is so important to me, because I wouldn't be here if I didn't have strong role models. Like, I remember the first time I saw Chelsea on the carousel. I saw Chelsea on the carousel doing something with Intel and building computers and hosting. And I was like, that is so incredible. Like, and I feel like I belong, because I see people, you know, that can do this. I see women that can do this, and I know I belong. So that I want to do that for other people. So that's like my main motivation, and just wanting to, you know, bring some joy, bring some laughter, bring some fun stuff to Twitch, and inspire people. Sorry that took so long.
It was fantastic. You could take another 15 minutes if you want. It's such a big question.
Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. So yeah, what's your answer? Oh, and Meadow, thank you for gifting that tier 1 sub to Hikate. Thank you so much. And
Sure.
Seek It Fine, thank you for the 200 bits. Yeah.
I saw a new, relatively new member of the Women's Guild there in chat with Hecate, who's an incredible person. I'm so happy that they're part of the guild now. So, yeah, and you're incredible too. So it just made sense. Like, oh, yeah, incredible people. Let's.
Would we entertain a voice only drop in? Absolutely, Hungry. 100% yes.
Okay, so first of all, I'm just gonna completely call out because I just feel like it's better when one is feeling in any way anxious or awkward to be transparent about it, so that everybody can be in on it and we can laugh at it together. I literally was like, Ash, you go first, and pulled up my my Word document copy of my guild leader application. Like, what were my reasons? Because I get such anxiety about speaking. It's funny though because I pulled this
Welcome,
up
Moon and Star,
and I'm looking at
to
it, and
this
it may be kind
place
of helpful
where
in making sure I don't
destiny.
miss anything that I want to say. But really, it just made me realize, oh yeah, I actually already know the reasons why. I similarly to you, Ash, I was not initially going to apply, and I really want to acknowledge my appreciation for a couple specific women in the guild who reached out to me directly and said, "Hey, just want to let you know, I hope that you apply for this because if they, yeah, anxious talkers unite, Emmy, very much same page. Because if I hadn't had that specific encouragement, then I wouldn't actually have applied for this. And this is really, um, it's really a dream for me. Honestly, this is the best job I could have ever had. Um, and it's one that I really wanted. And so I'm really, really glad that I applied for it. And the reason that I wanted it so much is because I am so deeply invested. Ellie, hi! I'm so deeply invested in the Women's Guild.
Oh, there you
It
go.
became, hello. Is it cool if I finish?
Okay.
I'm like sharing this passionate thing and I don't
Please,
want to be rude
please,
when we have a
please
guest
finish. No,
now.
no, you're good. Please finish. Please finish.
Okay. Thank you, Ellie. I appreciate you so much. Um, I became so deeply invested, hi Thor, in the Women's Guild from the time that it started. I actually was really involved in the Twitch Women's Alliance and feel really lucky that I was able to be part of that program because that was sort of the pilot program or tester for having guilds. And then folks who had been part of the Twitch Women's Alliance were invited into the first round of members in the Twitch Women's Guild. So that's something that I feel like I was just very fortunate to have that opportunity, and I'm deeply grateful for that. These first the alliance and then the guild became such huge parts of my life. I got really invested in the community, and I discovered. Oh, are we having ads? Should I wait?
Yeah,
Can I just
ads are
ramble
playing right
anyway?
now. Yeah, continue.
Okay. Yeah, I discovered what a passion I had for creating events that really showcased and bring together different creators, specifically creators of marginalized genders and marginalized creators in general. And that was something that I really discovered through the guild. I was the first guild member in the Women's Guild to organize a raid train specifically focused on uniting and promoting guild members. And that, for people who were part of it, thank you so much, because that was definitely, it collectively became as big as it did because so many people got involved with it. So it's not something I did as an island by any stretch of the imagination, but it was one of the most fulfilling things that I had ever experienced on Twitch. It happened to be something that was being arranged at a time when we got a lot of new members in the guild, and so it blew up very quickly and gave me the opportunity to practice being inclusive to so many different people, because we actually kind of already had, sorry, I'm getting so bogged down in details, this is why I need talking points. I'll try to be more succinct, but long story short, we already had a full schedule and we ended up rearranging the whole thing to fit in all these people, and the process of coordinating that was something that I loved. And then more recently, uh, this past March, and Ash was involved with this and an indispensable part of it, being a host. I organized a Women's History Month production of Romeo and Juliet that Ellie was also part of, and ended up raising over $10,000 for Thousand Dreams Fund's partnership with the Twitch Women's Guild. And creating opportunities like that to bring people together and nurture collaboration. Not even people already want to collaborate, nurture is not the right word, but just like design the space and then create every possible support for people to feel empowered to collaborate within that space and to show off people at their best, sharing their talents on this platform is something that I love. And so I think I didn't necessarily need to be a women's guild leader in order to continue doing that. I would have done it regardless. But I realized that by applying to be guild leader, I could potentially do that in a way where I could elevate even more creators and have even more support from the platform to provide many different avenues and events for uplifting creators. Also, too, sorry, Ellie, I know you're like waiting to talk, but this is really important. One of the reasons that I ended up discovering it was really important to me to apply is that I'm non-binary, and I realized that I present as femme and that a lot of people just take that at face value. However, it's a really huge part of my identity and my journey, and um, having a space for marginalized genders is incredibly important to me, and making sure that the Women's Guild is a space that welcomes people on a whole spectrum of marginalized genders is really important to me. And one of the reasons that I'm really grateful that I did end up receiving this role, especially because I know there are so many people who are extremely qualified. You could swap me out with any number of people and they would do an incredible job. And so I hope if you're one of those people and you're listening to this, that you will still get involved in events and organizing and things in the Women's Guild, because I want to support you and I want to support your ideas and want to, uplift you because we need you. But a reason that I'm glad that I did end up receiving this role is because I'm really happy that there are people who maybe thought that the Women's Guild wasn't for them, and that they might be hearing right now, like, hey, I'm non-binary and I'm a Women's Guild leader. So not only do you belong in this space if you're someone of a marginalized gender, but also you could run this space. Okay, sorry, that took me forever.
No, that was so well said and really beautiful. Thank you so much for that deep insight. And hello, Allie, how are you?
Ellie!
Hi. So no, I was just like, oh, I'm just gonna go raid Ash because like Meadow's over there. That'd be great. And then I saw like that you're doing the drop-in thing. So I'm like, I've never messed with this. Let me just press the knock button. So I didn't check. I just kind of kicked the door down. So no, you're good. You were okay to finish. I was really just like, I love you both so much, and I just wanted to send everybody over, but I wanted to say hi before I did. So I look forward to all the things that the two of you will accomplish for the Women's Guild, and I'm very excited that you are the leaders, and I love you both so very, very much. And that's it. That's all I had.
How was your stream? Also, did I just
Yeah.
talk the whole way through your raid and like I should let Ash do the streamer things to greet you?
I never pressed the button. I was just gonna come say hi and then press the button. So no, I'm actually just here because I knocked. I just
Oh,
kicked. I just like I said, busted the door down and just said hi.
I love it.
So you were in the middle of a whole thing, and I just was like, "Hello, my darling. Hello, my." My show is good. We just recapped like all the stuff that I saw at PAX as I got back today. So I'm a little jet lagged. So, but I
Gotcha.
have to go because I'm doing actually a rehearsal with Little Percent for The Importance of Being Earnest, which Meadow did not bring up. But that's coming soon.
Ooh.
So you all should come watch that when that happens.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna raid now.
Okay.
Huh?
Bye.
Oh, no, you're good. I'll let you do that. I can drop a link in chat for the theater festival since Ellie brought it up, or I can give it to Washington if you'd like.
Thank you, Ellie. Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
Ellie.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool. And then, so you just, and they just drop out and then people just drop in. I love it. It's so easy to use. Also, you should be able to post links now, Meadow. You should be good.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, Ellie, thank you so much.
Raiders.
Yeah, welcome. Oh, I think I turned off the alerts. Okay, there we go. Let me make sure you get a shout out. Thank you so much for dropping in for a second and introducing yourself and telling us a little bit about what you did. Ellie is wonderful. She was also in Romeo and Juliet, right? That we did. Really fun production. And I think Ellie has some of the best emotes on Twitch. I'm a big fan. Like, I love them so much. And I'm so happy that you came up on stage and talked to us for a little while. Thank you so much for doing that. Please go and give Elegy a follow, please, and thank you. And Elegy also plays lots of really cool games as well. Like, you're gonna have a great time there. Yeah, thank you so much. Hi, Chill with Ann. Hi, Local Tiger. Hi, Landis the Thief.
Elegy is also a box of voices.
Oh my god, yes! It's true! She does the best voices! It's true! I love it. Yep.
Hey, Anna, good to see you.
Anarchy says, listening in with Ellie was great because as a femme presenting non-binary, I was wondering if the Women's Guild might be worth it to pursue. Ah, yeah.
Get in here.
Yes, her Joker is amazing. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. That's awesome. But yeah, thank you, Meadow. Thank you so much for sharing that insight into why you wanted to become a leader and now absolutely educating everybody on, like that people you all belong in this space, That's really really wonderful and I'm so glad that you could share your perspective on that. Oh my God, Shine Spark. The Mets are winning. Thank you for the update. Thank you so much. So, Meadow, what is what I want to know? Do you like Star Trek at all?
Oh my gosh, Ash. Okay, so I'm slightly embarrassed but also excited about the avenue for opportunity here.
Mm-hmm.
I have never seen any Star Trek.
Any
And
at
I
all?
really want to.
Mm-hmm.
None at all. Yeah, but
Okay.
it is on my list of things that I feel I have, hugely missed out on in life and need to catch up on.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of exciting, right? Like I had never ever seen Avatar, and
Mm-hmm.
my community was pretty mad at me about that. So so we ended up watching the whole thing in Discord together, and it was incredible. And I feel like there's a similar opportunity here with Star Trek because it's fun to come to things late that are super cool. How about
Yes.
you, Ash? Are you a Trekkie?
Yes. So, but I wasn't always a Trekkie. That's the thing, right? Like, I knew because my dad was really big into Star Trek, right? Like, he really loved Deep Space Nine, Voyager, TNG, and all that stuff. So, I watched a little bit of it as a kid growing up, but I didn't really absorb it until I was an adult. Until like maybe like a few years ago when I started really, really watching it. And it became something that kind of took over my life, and then we started playing all the Star Trek games, on stream and stuff like that. But there's so many great values in Star Trek, and I feel like you would enjoy it because the reason why I enjoy it is the character development. Unlike with like Star Wars where it's like very action and like the fighting and all that kind of stuff, like Star Trek is very like depth of character, depth of dialogue, missions that kind of make you think like, oh, what is the motivating factor behind that? So I feel like you would like it. I feel like you would like it. Yeah.
Cool. I will redeem a little bit of my geek cred back by saying that despite not having seen Star Trek, I have played the Star Trek pinball machine.
Ooh, I like that. I like
It's a good
that.
one.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, Ash, do you like pinball?
So, okay, I like pinball, but I am not good at it. Like, I am so not good at it. But I do love, like, looking at the pinball machines. Like, you know what I learned too? That apparently, I love pinball in theory. Exactly, Ellie. Like, I love the machines, but I learned, especially talking to people who are really good at it, is that every machine has a strategy. And I'm like, really? I thought it was just keep the ball from falling. I didn't realize that different machines had different ways that they move and the different flippers and maybe shaking them to the left might work for some things. I don't know. That's what I learned. Are you good at pinball?
I would love to be good at pinball. I feel like I do not have the hours available in my life to like, join a pinball league and get really good at pinball. Um, but it's like if I could extend the hours in the day, that's definitely one of those things, like one of the skills that I would want to develop. I'm probably not terrible at pinball because there was a period of time where I did live walking distance from a pinball place and I would go there with relative frequency. However, in the grand scheme of things, playing with other people and seeing them pretty much always kick my butt, I don't think I'm especially strong at pinball.
Wow. Pinball, it's cool. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Like I feel like every
Bizen
time
says that's
every
not true, Bizen. Sorry.
No,
My mod
no.
trying to say I'm a pinball pro. It's not true.
Mhm. I bet you it's true. We go there and then we're like, oh yeah, Meadow, I bet you I could beat you at this. And then Meadow's like, yeah, sure, yeah. And then I get shaken down, you know? Oh my gosh. But yeah, like, I don't know. Like, every time I tried, like, I always end up losing the ball really fast. And don't even get me started on when the multi ball, yeah, pinball shark, exactly. When the multi ball happens, I'm like, I'm just gonna lose the other two anyway. Let me just focus on one. So,
Wait, Ash and chat, have you all ever explored pinball Twitch? Because I think that is such a cool and like very niche segment of Twitch.
there's actually somebody who raids me all the time named Angry Old Man Gaming Official, and they stream from real pinball machines in their house. They have multiple. And I also know some people who do like they have like the digital boards. Those are really cool too. Yeah, Dead Flip. Yup. So I'm kind of
Okay,
new
wait,
to.
can
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, go
Yeah.
ahead, Ash. Go Ash. No, I just keep thinking of questions now. Please,
No,
go ahead.
please. I love you. Ask the best questions. You know,
Chat,
honestly.
you're seeing like live us feeling out our style. Like I talk too much. We're figuring out when it's our turn to ask questions. All the things.
Yeah.
So
No.
this is our dynamic as guild leaders being sorted out live in the moment, like everything on the streamer journey, just figuring it out live.
Yeah. I mean, what other way? What better way, right? No, seriously. Yeah, I'm like I know people who do it, and I would probably try it if I ever could. But yeah, I'm still kind of new to that world on Twitch.
So the question I wanted to ask and to open up to chat. Oh, thanks, Emmy. And also, hi, Hockey. Good to see you. Um, so like pinball Twitch, for example, is a sector of Twitch that is a little more niche that I find really cool and fascinating and fun to go browse. What are some other more niche sectors of Twitch or categories on Twitch that you really enjoy going and poking
Ooh,
around in?
that is such a good question. I mean, I definitely, you know, I'm always gonna promote retro. Like that's always gonna be a thing. Cause even though it's like big but not, you know what I mean? Like it's very tight knit. So yeah, retro, exactly. Hungry, I agree. Retro is pretty niche. Um oh, I didn't even know that there was tattoo streams, Ellie. I didn't even know that that was a
Whoa,
thing. I would
that's
definitely
very
check that out.
cool.
Yeah.
Game
Yeah.
dev is interesting.
Yeah.
So
You know
Scale
what's
the Baptist.
You know what's kind of cool? Book reading streams. You ever seen that?
Oh, Ash, did you know that's how I started on Twitch?
No, I didn't know that's how you start. I always thought it was ASMR, but I didn't know like book reading specifically.
Oh, I had never heard of ASMR. So literally, we went into lockdown and there were no acting gigs. And I really wanted to do something to put myself out there as well because I had a big fear of just being seen. And so I decided, okay, while we're in lockdown, I'm going to read books aloud. And I actually started doing this on Periscope. And then someone was like, hey, you should do this on Twitch. So then I was doing it in the just chatting section of Twitch. I'd like read a little bit and then talk about what I thought about the book so far. And I was doing this to, one or two viewers. There really wasn't any commentary back from chat when I would pause to say, oh, what do we think of this passage? And then one day someone came into my stream and said, this is pretty cool. You should do this in the ASMR section. You would like get more viewers. And I was like, oh, okay. I don't know, maybe. So I can't remember which came first, if I streamed reading aloud in the ASMR section or if I was just streaming in general and people kept bringing up ASMR. But either way, I started having people show up in my chat saying, oh, you have a really nice voice. Would you ever do like ASMR and do ASMR triggers?
Mm-hmm.
And I had no idea what it was, had never heard of it. And I looked it up and went, this is really weird. I'm not doing this. I'm just going to read my books.
Mm-hmm.
But people kept asking, and I'm so glad they were persistent because once I started actually really exploring the ASMR category on Twitch and looking through things on YouTube and finding more than what the what the top of the category returned to me, I discovered so many really cool and creative and innovative people. One of my favorite ASMR streamers that really inspired me is like an audio engineer. They build such cool soundscapes, things that are way beyond anything I can do. And I got really intrigued and decided to start experimenting with it. And then developed into an ASMR channel. But up until that point, I'd just been reading books aloud, and that's like my I think my most popular clip still, just because it's been around the longest, is me getting really excited about a romantic passage in, gosh, I can't even remember what book it was. I'd have to look. But yeah, I read a bunch of
Wow.
public domain books. And yes, read
That
aloud streams are awesome.
what? I was gonna say, like, can it be any book or it has to be like a public domain book? That was gonna be my next question because that sounds like something I would want to try one time, you know?
Ash, read us stories. I want to hear
Yeah.
you read us stories.
I would totally 1000% do it. Like 1000%, yes. So if there was a way where I could see like, oh, what's a book that is okay to read, like sign me up. I'll try it. I'll try it.
Oh, Ash, it's just by year. I want to say, are we up to chat? Does anyone in chat know? It's up to like 1928, I want to say. Anything published before that date, you can read.
Oh, what? That's
Hmm.
cool. I'm gonna look into that. All right, we're gonna start. We're gonna start with Les Miserables. That's probably the biggest book I have. Oh my gosh, that's cool. I actually do have Gilgamesh. I have that. I have that book. Actually, I have lots of books. I have probably close to like 300 books. So yeah, I'll see.
Wait,
Yeah.
Ash, I want to ask you some of your favorite books. And also, I feel bad because we're like so excited talking to each other that we're not reading everything in chat, but I'm seeing it all. I was seeing Heather share about cross stitching and Hecate say that reading got them in. And I think it's so cool that Heather did an IRL pinball stream too. Like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to read everything. I'm sorry that we're not commenting on all of it, but I see you chat.
No, I see you chat too. No, no, no. I'm just, that's a good point. I appreciate all of y'all being here. Thank you so much for calling that out, Meadow. But yeah, and also you said that somebody did cross stitch. That's a really cool niche as well. And oh, there's somebody that I know that does puzzles. I just love puzzles.
Yeah, their
Yes.
stream is so cool.
Yeah, yeah, just doing puzzles on Twitch. I think that's really awesome as well. But some of my
They
favorite
are
books.
fast too.
Yes. Yeah, and then they just put on the headphones and it's just bumping. Like it's always a fun time. Um One of my favorite books is a book called Phantom. And it's based on the Phantom of the Opera, but it's not the Phantom of the Opera, that book. So Phantom was written by Susan Kay, and it's basically like a more romantic telling of the story of Eric the opera ghost and what his whole life and like what he went through in his whole life that kind of made him turn into the Phantom and his love for Christine and all of that. And at the time, I was very obsessed with the Phantom of the Opera, and I found out about this book, and it made the show come to life for me. And I don't know, I just have a lot of like really deep like emotions with that book and the way that they tell the story. So it was a good book. I really loved that. I have probably like 2 copies of it too because I was like, I gotta have a backup copy in case something happens to this copy, and then I have a digital copy as well. So yeah, that's one of my favorites.
Have you ever read The Phantom of the Opera, the Gaston Leroux
Mhm.
version?
Mhm.
Nice.
Yep, I have that as well. And I also have, there's like another play where they tell the story in a completely different way. It's called The Phantom of the Opera, but it's a play versus a musical. And the way that they tell the
Mm.
story is completely different. So I have that as well, and I read through that as well.
Okay, wait,
Yeah.
I have to ask Ash, do you like silent films? Because, the Lon Chaney version of Phantom of the Opera, while, perhaps flawed, is one of the most famous.
Yes. So I actually saw that version on Halloween. There's a big cathedral in New York that's still being built to this day. It's been being built for like 120 something years. And they do this really cool Halloween procession, and they showed that movie on a gigantic screen, and it was probably one of the coolest things I've ever been to, relating to Phantom of the Opera. So that's how I first saw that movie in its entirety.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really cool. And then I'm trying to think some of my other favorite books. The Alchemist. I've read that. That was pretty good. Um, and oh my god, I had one in my brain and it just flew. It just flew right out. Um, oh, I have a lot of like pick a path books. Like I inherited a bunch from my dad, but it's like choose your own adventure, pick a path. I have a ton of like Dungeons and Dragons
Never heard of
versions.
that.
Yeah, they're
Also,
really
I'm
cool.
fully calling out if I'm looking down right now. It's because I realized I forgot to retweet your tweet saying that we were live, so I'm doing that right now.
Oh, that's
But I am
okay.
listening.
Yeah. So I
Wait, who
have
else in
that.
chat has heard of Pick a Path?
Yeah, those pick a path books are so cool. And yeah, the choose your own adventure. The quicksand one is burned in my brain. Oh my gosh, hungry. I wonder if I have that one. I have one where they're in an ice cave, and I have one where they're in a castle and there's like this like evil wizard in there. And I remember like, oh my god, I ran into dead ends like so many times. But yeah, those choose your own adventure books. And they have like Star Trek ones. They have Nintendo ones too. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Grab
thanks,
the
Mandelbro.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. What are some of your favorite books, Meadow?
Oh, that's a good question. So something that I don't talk about that often, but maybe is a good thing to share on like a getting to know your guild leaders moment. And I haven't even talked about this that much with my own community, but I actually have a lot. Um, hey, do you say your name Owlin? Owlin? I want to make
Yeah.
sure we say it right. Um, I have a lot of memory loss and went through a really big shift a few years ago. So in many ways, I am figuring out a lot of things new, like things that were true before that transition point. For example, like really silly things. Uh, Before that transition point, I always just did not like donuts. I would try them like once or twice a year because they seemed like they should be delicious, and every time was just like, bleh, no, still don't like these. After that transition point, tried donuts, was like, oh, turns out these are a thing that I really like. Just, I know it's like a silly example, but it's been true with so many different like points of taste and things like that. So I feel like it's also true for me with books and films and music that
Mm-hmm.
everything is really about 3 years old to me in terms of my assessing if I like it. So it's harder to say things like what are my favorites of anything like music or books because I feel like I'm still discovering, and what I think is my favorite this month could change
Mm-hmm.
still very much next month.
Mm-hmm.
But one writer who I really love is Peter S. Beagle.
Mm-hmm.
He wrote The Last Unicorn, which a lot of people know from the like, honestly, it's like 1970s
Mm-hmm.
cartoon version. Um, Maybe it's later than that. I'm not sure. But yeah, The Last Unicorn is such a beautiful book. I recommend to anybody who is geeked out on that film to read the book because it's, I think, a really touching meditation on what it means to experience impermanence, like to be mortal and to be able to know what it is to lose things and to regret things.
I love that. That reminds me of a book I read. It was a real like a real experience of this brain surgeon who she specifically studied like like neurons in the brain, right? Like that was her specialty. She worked at Harvard, like she did this for years, and she had a stroke and she could remember and think about every moment that she felt like she was kind of like losing her identity. And she was talking about how like what it was like to recover and be frustrated that she knew some things but had to relearn some things. But it makes me think about your idea of impermanence because everything that makes you is your brain, right? So that moment of losing that and then kind of having to rebuild, it just resonated between those two stories. It's called Stroke of Insight. I could not put that book down, and I think I read it because my grandfather had a stroke, and I was in the car with him when it happened. Like I watched it happen, and I was trying to
Oh,
make
I'm so
sense of
sorry,
it.
Ash.
Yeah, I was trying to make sense of it at the time, but it ended up and thank you for saying that. It ended up really helping me to understand that you can recover, and even though there are going to be some things that might be different, like how to adapt, and it helped me cope with it. So it was really helpful. It was a good book, and it helped me to deal with some of those difficult things, and eventually, become stronger from it. So yeah, yeah, yeah. But I appreciate that. Yeah, that is a very good book. If anybody wants to read that, Stroke of Insight.
Okay, on the topic of books now, I'm really curious. What is a book you've read recently? Like, it might not be one of your all-time favorites, but of things that you've read within the last few months, you thought, oh, this is really good. This is one I'd recommend. And same question to chat too.
I was reading Reggie's book, Reggie Fils-Aimé. He did like a kind of like a I don't know if it's like autobiography, but just like a memoir kind of his time, like growing up and becoming a leader and all of the things that he did to kind of you know push himself out of like difficult situations, and then all of his experiences leading. That was really really good. Like I don't know, like I think that he did a lot of really cool things for Nintendo. So that's why I really love that book. And I have a lot of books that are about how to be a good leader, how to be confident, how to speak. Like that's a lot of my library, and how to manage things. I actually just got a book today about project management, which I feel like is going to be super helpful for us this year.
Oh,
So
yeah.
yeah, that's gonna probably be the next one. Yeah.
Also, way to bring that back full circle. Like, that's the Ash hosting skills right there. Where you're like, by the way, we are here because we are talking about getting to know guild leaders. So project management connecting back to.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And also thank you, Bravo, for the 5 bits. Ash met Reggie at the VGAs. That's true. That is very true. Yeah, he's very tall. Very, very tall. So yeah. Read the What's the Neuromancer? Sitting on a chunk of books, The Sword of Kai. I like fantasy. Do you like fantasy books, Meadow?
I do. I do like fantasy books. I feel like I could use more recommendations for fantasy books to check out. I've been reading a lot of nonfiction.
Mm-hmm.
This year has been heavy on nonfiction and plays.
One thing that I read that I really love is, I don't know if you know Ursula Le Guin.
Yeah.
Yes, her series of books, the Earthsea. I love those books. Those are great. Yeah.
Also, she's just, or was, sadly, just a fantastic human and fantastic voice for kind of encouraging others' creativity.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, never.
Advocating for the importance of stories.
Yeah. Yeah. I never read the Never-Ending Story.
Ooh, if we're talking like fantasy stories that films were then based on, yeah, I've never read Neverending Story either, and I would like to. The other one that's really fun to read in book form is Princess Bride. Have you ever read that one?
Oh no, I should read that. I love the movie. Yeah.
There is so much humor in it. I mean, there's no way they could have put it all into a movie. Like, it's a good film adaptation, but there is so much humor and so many extra jokes in that book that are really, really fun to read.
Yeah, I love that kind of stuff. Like, I feel like whenever there's like a movie like that has a book, yeah, probably reading the book is gonna be like 10 times better. For sure. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much to the person that followed. You know what I like? So when I was in school, right? I did not like reading books. I'm gonna be honest with you. I had a hard time with that. I guess maybe I was like too focused on playing like video games. I don't know, but one book that stood out to me, actually two books that stood out to me when I was in school, The Canterbury Tales and Beowulf. And I think I just like the epic of Beowulf because I don't know. I love that kind of like, oh, get your sword, your armor, we're gonna fight a monster. Like, I don't know, that one kind of stuck with me. And I remember after reading Beowulf, I drew a picture about it. That's how much I loved it. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
I have to admit, I have never read either. And those are big gaps in my, somewhat endeavor at being a well-read person. So now
Yeah.
you're exciting me. I should try to read those before the end of this year.
Yeah, we should do like next time we see each other, I'll bring some books for you at TwitchCon, you know? Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, and Lord of the Rings.
Oh,
I've read all the Lord of the Rings books. Yeah.
I read them so long ago that I feel like, that was pre that transitional point with the memory loss and stuff. So I'd like to go back and read them now.
Mhm.
Alan just mentioned Snow Crash in the chat. Someone has recommended that book to me as well. I think it might. Does it have some kind of like heavy things in it that would require content warnings and stuff like that? Because that might be why I ended up steering away from it. But it sounds really fascinating.
Mhm. Mhm. Reading is so good. Revisiting for kids. It's so good. Great feminist characters. Nice. Oh my gosh. Yeah. The Enchanted Forest Chronicles. Okay, I'm gonna have to add that to
Okay.
my list. You know what else too? The Wheel of Time. I always wanted to get into that series.
Oh, I have opinions with a capital O about the Wheel of Time that could make me
Oh,
really unpopular with the chat right now.
really? Do you have? Oh yes, I do have that book, Brother Bill. Okay, is it okay to ask your opinions on that?
Yeah, I think it's actually kind of relevant since we're here, like getting to know each other as leaders of the Women's Guild. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually intrigued by the Amazon show. I haven't watched it, so that might be worth checking out because I like some choices that they made with the casting there. I oh gosh, can I get in trouble for this? Is this like a thing like if I insult an author while we're speaking? I mean, this already hints at it, right? By saying that, but like when we're speaking on Twitch, is that Ash, is this a faux pas? Am I making like a big mistake right out the gate as guild leader here? I should just tell you privately what I think.
I mean, I don't know. Like, we could definitely could talk about it privately, but I feel like if it's like, oh, if it's like constructive
Okay.
criticism, I feel like it's fine. Like, we're
Yeah.
allowed to say we don't like things, you know?
Okay, so it's not an actual objection to like the plot. Like there could be things there are probably things that you can pick out about that book to or about the books to praise. However, I do not like the way that the women characters are treated by the author, the way that they're depicted. I actually found it quite sexist. It bugged me enough. I was reading that book for someone who really was into it and they really wanted me to read it. And so I told them I would. And so I continued, reading the book even when I was past the point where if it was for just me personally, I probably would have set it aside. And the way that I like got myself through the parts that made me angry was I actually kept a little note file. I wonder if I could find it still. And made a point of noting every single time I was like, okay, here we are in this scene again, describing this femme character this way. This instance where they have to be rescued or they're being sort of objectified in some way or treated as not really a character that has a lot of agency and their own story here. And so that was something that really bothered me.
You know, I don't feel like there was anything wrong in any of the points that you're bringing up. I mean, those are all fair assessments because I feel like, especially if like we were to ever do like a book club, for example, right? Those kinds of things happen and we should be able to be critical of it because if we're not, it's not going to be able to change. You got to be able to say something about it to be like, yo, this is kind of messed up. Like, what's going on? And then B, maybe some of those things are purposeful to make you feel like, yo, this is wrong. And this is how it's a mirror to society. We need to do something about that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So
Wait, Ash, I think after getting on that soapbox though, I have to check something. So here's the funny thing. I think let me look this up really quick.
Okay.
There might be like a funny punchline to all of this in the end because I'm like, wait.
Be like, wait, JK, wrong book series.
Honestly, I think that might be what I'm about to say. Hang on.
No! Oh, snap. Like, I meant to say that about Game of Thrones, but no, I'm kidding.
Okay, yes. So, actually, I do take it all back. I enjoyed The Wheel of Time very much. The one I'm thinking of is, I think it's called The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. That's the one that so many people are really into where I'm like, I think this is really sexist. Wheel of Time, though, actually had really awesome female characters in it. So yeah, sorry about that, chat. I have this teased for a brain, cannot remember things straight.
Just kidding. But that's good to
Whoops.
know. That's good to know. Good to know. Wheel of Time, check it out. That other book, check it out at your own risk.
Yeah, check it out with a critical eye.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Mops up
good
the
point.
spilled
Imagine
tea.
Sean's like, at least you caught it in the moment. Can you
Yeah.
imagine if we like got off the stream and then I was like, wait, no. Yeah, mops up spilled tea.
You know, Meadow, you do a lot of really cool plays and stuff, right? Is there a play that you haven't done yet that you would love to do in the future?
Okay, are you talking about like dream roles as an actor, or are you talking about plans for play production on Twitch and in the digital space?
I did not think about that. Well, I want to learn more about you. So for you personally. Like, I have always wanted to do a Midsummer Night's Dream, but I don't know or understand the story. So I feel like I really need to learn what is even going on at first. Because I'm going to say, like, when y'all did Romeo and Juliet, like, I'm going to be honest with you, I did not really fully understand that story when I first got into it. But you and everybody who I in turn got to talk to through learning what their role was about, it helped me to learn so that it helped me to understand the story so much more on a deeper level that I would love to have that experience again with something else. But I don't know what it is yet. But Midsummer Night's Dream always just sounds like, you know, that sounds like a fun one. I don't know if it's actually fun, but I want to learn, you know?
Oh, it is. So so I actually some people know this because I teased it when one of my favorite streamers and a Women's Guild member, Little Button, sold ad space on her channel to raise money for the Lupus Foundation of America during an awesome event, Game On to End Lupus, which a couple people in your chat and guild leader Coco Confession are, as you know, but saying for anyone in chat who doesn't know, the driving forces behind. So I bought some ad space on Lydia's channel and actually teased that I do have a production of Midsummer Night's on Twitch in the works. I reached out to my dream director to work with, if I were, because that's the show I've wanted to produce on Twitch for the longest, and asked them if they would direct it. So I can confirm that that's something that's going to happen during 2025, and that we've started working in the background on it, and have a couple really cool people tapped to be involved in it. So you just out the gate, you're like, Meadow, what's the play you really want to do? And I'm like, oh, that's kind of been the dream from the start. I mean, as you can see, I mean, I didn't give everyone the full tour, but my stream is a fairy world.
Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Like, out of all the ones that I picked, you know, could have said Hamlet, could have said, I don't know, what else, Macbeth or whatever, you know.
Don't say that. We're basically in a theater, we're on a stream. I think chat said stream was bugging though. Are we good?
Oh, is it? Oh, I could see I'm dropping frames. Yeah. Refresh works. It's something sometimes with Stream Together, it's very demanding on my internet. So sometimes that might happen. So let us know, chat, if you're seeing any of those problems. But yeah, no, what I meant was, like, I could have picked anything, but you specifically were like, oh yeah, that's the one. And I was like, oh my God, that's awesome. That's so awesome. I love that. I love that.
Ash, I know you have an interest in acting. Is there a particular play that kind of sparked that interest? Or if you had the opportunity to star in a play, is there a dream play for you?
Yeah, so I think what started that interest for me was going to see Broadway shows in New York. Like that, I had before. Okay, so when I first was introduced to Broadway, the Phantom of the Opera was like the turning point for me. I had seen shows before that, especially as a kid and stuff. like before Phantom, I had seen Romeo and Juliet, and I think I saw the Green Day musical, and I saw Blue Man Group, right? Like those were like the things that I saw before. But for some reason, when I saw Phantom, right, it's like, I don't know how else to describe it other than somebody flipped a light switch in my brain and just something changed, because it literally felt like that. I didn't get it before, and then I got it. I was like, I understand why people love coming to shows now. The music, the acting, the actors, the production, the costumes, the lighting, everything. Like, I was like, oh my God, I get it now. And then that kind of sparked a renaissance for me of, now I have to go see everything. And for years, I would go and like get like student tickets or rush tickets or like lotteries or whatever. And I was following everything on Broadway like from that point on. And yeah, X8, that was the one that I saw, yeah. And that kind of sparked my interest. But I always, from since I was little, like always wanted to kind of be on screen somehow. So I guess this is my way of making these dreams come true, you know, like being on Twitch and making videos and doing all that kind of thing. But yeah, that's really what made it like, oh my God, I want to try this seriously. And so I did a couple of acting classes, like online acting classes, but I want to continue that. But specifically, I feel like Phantom was the turning point for me. And if there
This
was,
is so cool.
yeah, it really like changed everything. Oh my gosh.
Ooey
Oh,
Gooey's here.
Ooey, hi. Hello, Ooey. Thank you so much for the raid. Thank you. I
Welcome,
really
Raiders.
appreciate it. Thank you so much, everyone. I met Ooey in person. Ooey is such a lovely human being. Please go and give them a follow. I hope you all had a good time. What were y'all chatting about? And welcome in. Me and Meadow, we're just having a little chat, get to know your new Women's Guild leader, and of course, any of the Women's Guild's members are welcome to join us on stage. If you want to, drop in, do a little drop in, that's totally cool. We're so happy to have that. Did you like Love Never Dies? Remember how you said you had big opinions with like a capital O? That's that one for me.
Yeah.
That's that one for me.
Ooh.
Yeah, I have big opinions about that. Short answer is it has its problems. I have very emotional emotions about the way that it ends. In terms of the music, I like some of the music, but I have problems with the way that they change the characters' motives and how they act towards one another. But yeah, that's my feelings. We're unpacking from the move. Oh my God. And I have Thor over here with me, and they helped out put up my TV. Oh, that's awesome.
That is such a perfect like way to encapsulate the kind of human being that Thor is.
Yeah.
Like, Thor is that friend who will actually show up to help you move.
100%.
They will actually show up to help their friend's friend move just because it's the nice thing to do. You will know how hard it is to actually, people are like, oh yeah, I'll help. And then it's moving day and suddenly everybody has an appointment or like needs to go get lunch with their mom or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, Thor is that like, legit, that person who will just show up because they're so kind and so always looking to see how they can be helpful to others.
I know that's right. They really helped me out when we were doing GDQ together. I could not have done it without Thor, and that's for real. Thor is always there when you need them. So thank you, Thor. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was it. Phantom was it for me. And then after that, I think some of my other favorite shows that I saw, because if there was one thing I could learn to do, Meadow, if there was one thing that I could learn to do, is sing. I would love to learn how to control my vocals, and I would never shut up.
Oh my gosh, same.
Yeah.
Big same.
I would never shut up, and that's just how I feel. Oh my God.
Have you taken voice lessons or
Never.
do you have plans to?
I would love to. If I could find a instructor that I could really trust, um, I would definitely do it. I would definitely do it 100%. And I would practice. I would definitely practice every day because you got to practice every day. That's like one of those things
Mhm.
where you can't let it go. You got to practice every day. Yeah. Yep.
Speaking of practicing every day, if you could, other than voice, learn any instrument, is there one you'd want to learn, or do you already actually like? Can you reach into the plushies and like whip out an electric guitar and just start
I wish
going ham? Or
I do have an acoustic guitar, but I actually inherited that from my grandma. I don't know how to play it, but if I could learn, it would either be acoustic guitar or piano. My brother's actually very good at piano, so yeah, I would learn one of those two. What about you?
ooh, I have always wanted to learn how to play the harp. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah,
I do have a guitar that I would like to learn how to play, in large part because it was a gift from a friend, and it's a, not extravagantly valuable but relatively valuable guitar. They had a like family friend who had collected all these different kind of collector's editions of guitars, and when this family friend passed away, they left my friend 73 guitars. It was insane. I went over to their place and they had a whole room that was just full of guitars with different like information taped to the outside of all the cases, because you inherit something like that and then you're like, what am I going to do with all of these? And I was over there at the time, hanging out and helping them kind of sort things and looking up things online to see what the values were on these different guitars. And there's one of them that they were just numbered. Ash, what is it? I just saw your face.
no, I was just like the it was like the guitars, like the oh my gosh, that's so awesome. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. One of them was numbered 33, and that's just a lucky number for me. I like that number, and so it made me curious to look at that guitar. At the time, I was thinking that I might like to get a different guitar, because I have an acoustic guitar that like yours, came from someone historically, and so I wouldn't want it to get damaged or anything. And so I was
Yeah.
interested in maybe, picking up a guitar that I could be a little bit harder on. But when I started looking through the guitars that they had, they were all so valuable. I was like, oh no, I was looking for something that is not as precious as this. But I
Yeah.
was intrigued by 33, so I opened that one, and it was just it looked like a guitar that a forest fairy would play. I mean, this is clearly the Green Lady's guitar. You know what I mean? Like some dryad is playing this guitar,
Yeah.
just beautiful. And I immediately vibed with it, and it's one of, what it's like. Like I went and like looked at myself in the mirror with it, and kind of felt it, and just thought, wow, oh, this would be so cool if I could play this guitar. I would just love the feeling of me in this guitar. And then I was like, but we looked up the value. Nope, not gonna happen. Put it back in the case, and then it was like 2 days later, because I was staying with this friend at the time,
Yeah.
done helping them sorting through their stuff, went to leave, and I was about to back my car out of their driveway, and they keep running out of the house and said, "Oh, hey, you forgot something." And it was that guitar. They were like, "You liked it so much. It looked good with you. You got so excited. You should have this guitar." And I'm like, "I can't take that. That's valuable." And they're like, "I have so many. Please just take this one." They said, "But
Wow.
you have to promise me you'll learn how to play it." So I said I
Yeah.
would learn, and I still have not. So harp is the instrument I most gravitate towards, but I feel like with that story, it's kind of I owe it to this friend to learn to play that guitar. So there's
Yeah.
that too.
Yeah. And it's really just like, you could just learn like your chords and stuff. And I think just like understanding how to move your hand across the fret and stuff, like that's probably like a good start. Like, but just like learning the chords and stuff. Because once you learn the chords, then you can learn how to put them together to make melodies and stuff. So I did attempt to learn some, like, I did take like when I was in school, we had like some music classes, so I did attempt to learn some things, So maybe we could do it together one day. That might be like a cool, thing to do together one day.
Maybe we could get a guildie since we have so many incredibly talented musicians in the Women's Guild, maybe we could get a guild member to show us the basics on guitar.
That's a brilliant idea. Look, the wheels are always turning, chat. Wow. I love that. I love that. Well, there are a lot of cool. See, that's another. Do you consider that like a niche on Twitch? Like music playing or anybody that does music? Or is that like a big category? I don't know.
I personally think it's a big category with lots of niches within it.
Yeah.
What do you
Yeah.
think?
Yeah, because I mean, with the DJ program now, like I definitely know it's growing. But yeah, I guess it depends on what instrument, right? Like we definitely see more piano players. Like it's easy. Like piano players, I feel like that's like a little bit easier. Guitar, I feel like I don't see a lot of. Like I know I could think of one or two people, but I mostly see piano. Yeah.
Oh, wow. I'm gonna send you a list of recommendations later.
Awesome. I would love to see it. Yeah. Oh yeah, someone break out the banjo. Yeah, I want to see that. That sounds like a good stream. Oh, and I know some people who do ocarina. They do ocarina. So yeah. That I know.
Heck yeah, are you thinking of McDoodle? Because I'm a huge McDoodle fan.
No, I was actually thinking of Pixel Turkey because they just picked up an ocarina. I have one myself too. I could play a couple of songs on there. Yeah. Yeah.
Like right now? Because that would be awesome.
Oh, wait. Maybe. Hold on. Let me see. Let me see if I can remember some. Wait. No. I don't remember. I have to practice. I used to... There's Pixel Turkey! Hello! Oh my gosh. Hi, Pixel Turkey. I'm hyping up your ocarina. Pixel has been uploading YouTube videos of all the ocarina songs. Oh my gosh. Hello. Like right now? Yeah, no. I gotta practice. I'm out of practice. Hi, PS Witch. Hello. Q, hot cross buns. Yeah. See, that's the thing too. Like reading music. My grandfather knew how to read music. He played saxophone for many, many decades. And I wish that was something that I learned or took a little bit seriously when I was in school. Like I should have learned how to read some music because it's a cool skill. It's a cool skill. Yeah. I haven't seen that in a while.
Question.
Yeah,
what's a question in chat?
Yeah. I didn't see which one. Where? Two-part question. How did the
from Hecate, yeah.
Okay, yeah. How did the TWG change your experience of Twitch streaming, and what made you want to apply for leader? Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the first one. How did it change your experience of Twitch and streaming? I feel like for me, it definitely made a very wide open space feel a little bit cozier. Because there's a group there that we could talk to, lean on for each other, you know, if we need that support, or if you have a question about something you're going through, you didn't have to feel like, oh, it's just me and, you know, do I belong, right? Like, I love that about the space is that, you know, we all have certain kind of struggles and we all have like, you know, certain kind of questions that we deal with as broadcasters, as women on Twitch. And it's kind of nice to know that you can go to a space and talk about those things openly and feel supported. That was the biggest thing for me. And seeing how people help each other out and like get excited for each other's wins. That's a really nice thing too. Like, sometimes people feel like they get imposter syndrome because maybe they shouldn't feel excited for the things that they accomplished, or, you know, like they want to be able to share things with people, but they don't want to feel like they're bragging. But you could go and you could share all of those wins, and people are there to cheer you on and encourage you and help you when you need the help. And I think that's like one of the best parts of how that impacted my experience on Twitch. What do you have to say about it, Meadow?
Yeah, definitely the sense of community. I think the biggest thing though, for me, it was the visibility for other, honestly, it wasn't even just the Women's Guild. This is about the Guild's programs in general.
Mm-hmm.
But being able to open up twitch.tv and see people who, I'm gonna just be very blunt in my way of putting this,
Mm-hmm.
seeing something other than a lot of white cis men on, you know, the feed that, on the homepage when I open up twitch.tv, that was really, really huge for me. And I'm actually going to just link this right into the second part of Hecate's question, because I know I rambled a lot earlier about, why I wanted to be a guild leader, why I applied. But one reason that I didn't necessarily touch on that connects to this is that I really think about the impact. And Ash, you and I have talked about this. I know we're very aligned with this. I really think about the impact of not just for us as creators, seeing more people who look like us, and seeing more people who we don't usually see, who might not look like us, being highlighted by the platform. I also think about, you only have to be 13 years old to have a Twitch account. And I think about some little girl gamer or, non-binary 14-year-old kid, or, I think about a 13-year-old of color who opens up their Twitch app and sees somebody being featured who looks like them or who has a story like theirs. And maybe it's their dream to be a broadcaster or to be in esports. So, yeah, exactly, Hecate. I'm saying that in a really long winded way. But I think that that was really, really huge and really inspiring for me, since people have talked about community a lot, and that is a huge part of it. Another aspect that I think was really incredible and changed my Twitch journey about being in the Women's Alliance and then the Women's Guild was, even when it wasn't affecting me directly, just seeing other people be given more visibility through these programs changed my idea of how much I belonged on this platform. Also, hi, Ken. Welcome in,
Hello.
Raiders.
Welcome, Raiders. The euphony of the month, Raven, Sin, and the missing note. Thank you so much for the raid. We were just talking about music streamers. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. That is so funny. What did you all do? What kind of music did you play? That's so awesome. Welcome in, everybody. Crocs and Socks. Hello.
Wait,
it's so nice
Ash,
to meet you. Yeah?
do you and the missing note know each other?
No, I don't think so, at least.
Oh, I'm so excited. So the Missing Note took part in the June Theater Jam, and they're taking part again in this upcoming September virtual theater jam. And they've been part of my community for quite some time. And we were talking about, Kenneth, we were talking about like niche kind of things on Twitch. Super, super cool audio visual art, and connected to a whole community of artists on this platform. If you like ambient music and electronic music and different kinds of soundscapes, and often really incredible visuals or soothing visuals to go with those things, you follow the Missing Note, and not only will you love what they create, but you will get connected. They do so many events with other creators making similar things. Just, oh, they are an incredible musician. He's an incredible composer.
Oh my gosh. Well, chat, I hope that with everything that Meadow said, that you clicked on that link and gave the missing note a follow, because I definitely did, and I cannot wait to check out your next broadcast. That sounds really awesome. Thank you for sharing that today. Yeah, that was really awesome. Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, oh my gosh. Oh yeah, we were talking about why we applied to be guild leader. Yeah. So go ahead. You were talking.
Oh no, I think I finished it. I was talking about creating more representation being something that I feel passionately about, and it's over to you now.
I got you. Oh, the next broadcast will be your theater jam prep? Nice. Very, very awesome. Nice. So I feel like, I love that point too that you talked about representation, because like I said, I'll never forget the time that I saw Chelsea on the front page of Twitch. That first time I did. I was like, wow. You know what I mean? Like, so many incredible women like doing things that and being amazing, right? Like, that inspired me and told me we belong, and it's important to have more of this, because like you said, you never know the impact that you have on somebody. and just showing people, like that's the first thing, is showing them that they belong. Because a lot of times, I think people take that for granted, or they don't think like, oh, I could do this, and we lock ourselves out of so many opportunities by thinking that way. And that's one thing that I would like to break down the wall on, showing people, do not count yourself out of opportunities. Like, try, submit like your application, or tell people these are the things that you're interested in. That's a big thing too, right? One thing that I really love about the Women's Guild, I can't remember if I was in a space with you where somebody was talking about this, but telling your peers the things that you're interested in, because you never know who has a connection to what. And Phoenix, thank you so much for that tier 1 sub. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Enjoy your emotes and your ad-free viewing. You never know how they can get you connected to something. So, like, for example, one thing that I did was, when we had TwitchCon submissions for panels, the panels that didn't get accepted, I said, we're going to do them anyway. And we came together, we made, the show happen, and now they can use those experiences to kind of like be like, oh yeah, I did a digital panel, and this is how I could apply for this other thing. But also, like, I make sure to let people know, like, hey, I love this. I love, retro games. I love, MMOs. I love XYZ. And then come to find out, like, that person recommended me for some other sponsored stream, right? Like, that is such a awesome way that people think like collaboration has to be like two people physically in like on a screen together. But no, collaboration looks like so many other things. And that's one beautiful thing that I love about the Women's Guild. And one thing that I would hope to provide as a leader, giving people opportunities and helping them find those collaborations that can help them get to the next level. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Also, Phoenix, thank you so much for gifting that sub. I appreciate it. I have a sub to you now, Ash.
Yay! And thank you, The Missing Note, for gifting a sub to Raven Sin. Thank you so much. So,
oh my gosh. And if it's okay to say, Phoenix just went over and subscribed in my channel too. I saw it pop up, so I want to say thank you. That's so nice.
Oh my gosh. Thank you. Yeah.
Ash, I really want to build on what you were just saying. It really excited me, because I think, so part of the reason that I'm really excited to have this opportunity to be of service, and that's something we haven't touched on in this conversation, but I know you and I have connected about before, Ash, and so I really want to say it to everyone who's, been kind enough to come and listen to us and get to know us tonight. Being a guild leader is a service position. Oh, I'll stop for a sec so that you can say thank you, because people are giving you all the hype right now.
Gosh, yes, we have a hype train now. Thank you, Finn, for the tier 1 sub for 25 months. Thank you, Hecate, for the 100 bits. I really appreciate that. In fact, I think I'm gonna, hold on, I want to make Meadow just a little bit bigger here, so that way you can see, just in case. Yeah, there we go, taking up that space. Yeah, thank you so much for starting a hype train, y'all. Oh my gosh, I really appreciate it. Okay, Meadow, go ahead, please.
Oh, okay. I was just saying, this is a service position. And oh my gosh, I don't know if I can remember the end of my sentence anymore, though. My ADHD brain just like kept going and was already on like like multiple thoughts ahead of where we left off. So now I'm trying to bring it back together. What was what prompted this, Ash? What were we just talking about before?
Well, I was talking about being. You got it.
Sorry, I remembered. You were talking about wanting to create opportunities for others, and the collaboration that happens that's not in the form of actually being on a screen together, on a stage together, but when you are looking out for each other and making connections for each other. That is one of my favorite things to do. I was so fortunate to get to attend Dragon Con for my first time this last weekend, and to catch part of one of Ash's panels, and then to see a panel that Chelsea Bites, who, like Ash, I tremendously look up to. I mean, I don't know anyone who doesn't. She's incredible. We got to see her moderate a panel, which was just amazing, and it was on awesome women in digital media. And I was sitting there watching these women on this panel and hearing about what they do. And immediately my brain just starts firing off with different guild members that I know, thinking about, oh, this person would be so good to connect to this other person. They work in a similar vein. They might have opportunities that would really benefit this particular guild member because of the type of content that they create. That makes me so excited thinking of the ways that I could introduce people or make connections or try to help with those things. And so I think that we are really fortunate to have this opportunity right now to be of service in a way where we can hear from people what are the opportunities that they're looking for, what are the doorways that they need help opening, or pathways that they want to see forged to the areas that they're interested in developing their careers in. And then being in a position where we can be of service by facilitating that is extremely exciting and compelling to me. And on that note too, I also want to say that I have been talking a lot, and we've had these questions that have prompted us to share about our point of view and kind of like our platforms or things that are important to us or things that we wanted as people who applied for this role. But also, I know Ash and I have talked a lot about listening and observing. So I feel I can speak for both of us when I say we want to know what it is that you want to see. If you are, one of the guild members we serve sitting here in this chat or listening on a VOD later, one of the things that's the most important to us is to understand, how can we serve you? What do you want to see the Women's Guild accomplish in the next year? What are the opportunities that you're looking for and ways that we can serve you in connecting to those opportunities?
Yeah,
So,
100%. I want to know, because it's gonna help guide us, and figure out, what our priorities should be. We definitely know what we think would help serve, but it is extremely, extremely important that anybody who's in the guild space along with us be vocal about the things that they need, because we're two people with two perspectives, and we will miss things. I know, what my life experiences are. I know what things are important to the people around me, but I could very well miss things. And I need to be told, like, what is it that you want to see more of, or what what opportunities are out there, or, what gaps we need to fill. That is so important.
you said that so beautifully, Ash, because we can do our best to be considerate of lived experiences beyond our own. But there are many people in the guilds where I do not have lived experiences that overlap with theirs at all. And I'm looking to them to be very clear if they think that as a leader, I'm missing things. I have blind spots, and I want to be aware of them. So if I'm missing things that are important to the particular identity, under the header of being a member of the Women's Guild, there's so many different identities that people can have that need support in different ways. So I want to know those things, and I want to understand those things, so that I can be a good advocate for you. And I know that Ash is on the same page with me there.
110%. Like, that is like what I live for, and that's a big reason why I applied for this as well. Not just to be a leader and be able to impact things, but also, to get a deeper understanding of who out there needs this space, and what we can do to help them. Like, that to me is like, I don't know, I find a lot of joy in that. Like, just, sharing like the things that maybe I've gone through that you were like, oh, I didn't know about that, and this is how it could help me. Like, I just love that. Hungry says, the thing that's the most important to me from the guild is the opportunity to connect with others. So those kinds of events, or being connected with people in the streaming space, other streamers, sponsors, brands, is a big priority. Networking is really tough, and the guild is such a nice place to grow and meet other people that are into the same things as you. And I think that's a really, really good point. I think sometimes one thing that sometimes we struggle with, especially being in spaces like that, is knowing who we can talk to who we can ping, who is like, maybe they don't they feel like knowing who's open to having those conversations. Sometimes that could be a little bit difficult to figure out. So I think that is something that's really important to bring up. Like, who can I talk to learn about things? Who can I talk to learn about opportunities that are out there? That we can present that maybe you might not have ever thought of. So yeah, that's a really good point.
Ravenson asked a question.
Mm-hmm. Is there a good place to learn about the Women's Guild? I've struggled to understand what the guilds are, really, besides a page with a list of streamers and a highlighted live stream. So it is so much more than that. Raven, that's a great question, because for people who are new to Twitch or just new to the idea of the guilds in general, I don't know if there's like a landing page where people can specifically learn what a Unity Guild is, other than maybe the blog posts. But it is not just a stream team. It's mostly a Discord community where you join, and then you meet other people of like whatever group you decide that you want to join. So there's the Pride Guild, there's the Latinx Guild, there's the Black Guild, and then there's the Women's Guild. I'm sure, Meadow, you could say it like way better than I can, but I think that's a good point. Like, should there be a landing page? Should there be a something on Twitch where people could get the definition of what is a Twitch Unity Guild?
Yeah, I mean, I do think so. The team page, and I'm sure we have our, the fearless leaders who built the foundation that Ash and I are building from. Coco Confession and Chelsea Bites did such an incredible job defining the vision and the mission of the Women's Guild. So I know if you go to the team page, it describes that in a really succinct way, and that helps in that, it covers giving people a private space to connect, providing community, providing support, providing opportunities. And one aspect of what the Women's Guild can do that I am very on board with and really love that Chelsea Bites has really made a point of underscoring is also for those who are working to make this their living and looking for career opportunities. The Women's Guild works to get women and creators of marginalized genders paid for doing what they love. So those are some of the definitions that are out there. But yeah, I do agree. It would be really helpful to put this together in a place other than the team page, or to give us more of a landing page. So that's something that we could discuss after it coming up here.
Yeah.
Ash, is it okay if I address what Alan brought up in chat?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Alan said, I'm sure you've been asked a ton recently about applying to join the guild, especially with the news of many people being accepted recently. I know there are a lot of us, myself included, who would love the opportunity to apply.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to let you know, first of all, that Ash and I, in case you missed Ash saying this earlier in the stream, have absolutely no say, no insight into. We have no say in who's accepted into the guild, and we have no insight into what that process really looks like. That is all Twitch, and for good reason, we don't have anything to do with that. However, I can tell you that it would be a great idea to keep an eye on Twitch socials to see when applications reopen. Ash and I want to see this program, and I think the platform wants this as well. We want to see this program extended to any person who identifies, because that's the point, is that as a marginalized creator, you already are not getting to compete on an even playing field. And so for that reason, you don't need to do anything, you don't need to prove anything, you don't need to accomplish anything as a streamer in order to qualify to have access to community and to resources that can even out the playing field for you. Just by having the identity that you have, you are deserving of being in the guild. So I want to be clear that it's not like a filtration process where you need to prove yourself in some way, but there are a lot of people who qualify in particular to be in the Women's Guild, and I think across the guilds, whose identities connect them to these guilds. Building diversity and inclusion programs is really tough, and this is a very young program, actually, with it being just a year and a half old, and growing them in a really intentional way is something that I'm really proud that Twitch has committed to. I'm really glad that they're on that page, because it does take growing things incrementally and testing out new initiatives with different groups of members, so that we don't end up really flooding the space with a lot of people before we have created the infrastructure to serve everyone effectively.
Mhm.
So please know that number one, we don't have a say in who's admitted, and we don't control when those applications open, but we want you to keep an eye out for them to open, because we want you to be admitted. We want everybody who identifies with having a space for women or with being a marginalized gender to apply to be part of the Women's Guild. And while we can't control who gets in or how frequently, we can say that if you are waiting on the outside, it's probably just because we're having to move as slowly as it takes to do this right.
And a lot of people apply. So they have to make sure like they go through all the applications carefully.
Also, too, it's good to know that we are seeing people being admitted from a backlog of applications. So it's not that people just applied yesterday and got accepted when you've been trying to apply for a long time and haven't gotten your acceptance yet. People who are being admitted now applied a long time ago, and Twitch is still working through the backlog of those applications.
Yep. And KRPG, I noticed, says it's really a beautiful thing to learn about the lived experiences of others and connect over it. I'm one of the newest guildies. Yay!
Welcome.
And you've already felt so welcomed. Oh my gosh. And I'm seeing some of the positive benefits and genuine connections to others. That makes me feel so happy. I feel very happy about that. You applied at the beginning of the year and just got accepted. Is it Stella? Stella Joe? How do I say your name? Welcome in. And welcome to the guild. Oh my gosh, that's so wonderful. Sorry, Bobby
Baby Spock had a question.
Oh yes. What's up? What Baby Spock? Okay.
With easy one to answer.
With multiple intersecting identities, how do you decide which guild to apply for? Well, guess what? You can apply for multiple guilds. 100%. You know, I'm in the Black Guild and in the Women's Guild. I know people who are in the Black Guild, the Women's Guild, and the New Pride Guild. So you can
I'm
apply.
In the Pride Guild and the Women's Guild.
Yeah. Hi B. Hi Hungry Guria. Hi Carrie is here.
Hi, B.
Newest twit partner, right?
Yeah, did we get that user voice to go through yet? I'm ready for that global emote.
That's what I'm saying. Come on, Twitch. What you doing? I'm looking for you at Twitch. Yeah, come on, Twitch. Yeah. I'm looking for you at TwitchCon, you know? I want to see those buttons. I want to see it. Oh, you know what? Meadow, do you want to answer the question that Raven has? Is that okay?
Yeah. Let me take a look. Ravenson says, may I ask bluntly about women? Based on some phrasing, it does sound like this isn't limited only to those who use she, her, but maybe open to those of us who use other pronouns but still feel strongly about supporting women and connection there. Okay, so first of all, when you say feel strongly about supporting women and connection there, I do definitely want to be clear, because this question came up earlier as well, that the guilds are not open to allies, even though allies are fantastic and wonderful and we appreciate them. That being said, if the word woman implies a space that you might connect to, the guild, the Women's Guild is for you. And I really want to make sure, this is actually something that's important to me in the next year, that we expand on that we make sure we're working with Twitch to expand on that. So there is still work to be done in this area and clarification that is needed in the language that we share about the Women's Guild. What I can say for my own part, as a non-binary femme-presenting person, who might not always be femme-presenting, but for whom the Women's Guild is always going to be relevant, right? I know that I've spent most of my life experiencing misogyny and therefore internalizing that misogyny, and no matter how I present outwardly, that's something I'm always going to deal with. And I think that's true for many people of marginalized genders. I think it's also valid that we have different experiences in gaming as people of a marginalized gender. And I'm just going to say my personal feeling is that if you identify in a way where you feel like the Women's Guild is a space for you, I think that anywhere that you fall on the trans, non-binary, gender fluid, non-gender conforming spectrum, there can be reasons why, so many different nuances and so many different complex reasons why the Women's Guild would be a space that you need support from. And so for that reason, I personally am going to, I don't think that there's really a fight that's needed here. I think that, we are in alignment with what Twitch's intentions are with creating spaces for marginalized creators. Um, but if there is any kind of fight, like, I'm just going to put it out there that I will fight to make sure that there is a space for anyone in the spectrum of marginalized genders in the Women's Guild. And I do think this is something that we are navigating in a really thoughtful way, because there is intersectionality with that and with the Pride Guild, and the Pride Guild is still a brand new program that is just developing and finding its way. And also, the streamer survey is a tool that could be improved in terms of how we find out people's identities and then match them to programs that will serve them best. And the platform is aware of that. And we will also advocate for you to the platform. And I see like Ash passionately nodding her head, because we're very much aligned on this. So please be patient with us, because this is one of those areas where we run into a lot of complexities around how information is collected about people's identities. There's elements of how this is working that I don't even fully understand yet. We're still completely new in these roles as well. So the best that I can do for you is to express what our intention is for the space, can affirm to you that not only do you have a non-binary leader, but that there are non-binary people within the space, and people of all gender identities within the Women's Guild. Basically, as far as I'm concerned, anyone who is not a cis man and who identifies with wanting a space for women, hey, Kyla Lasterius, good to see you, and hi Trey, belongs in the Women's Guild. But working out the sort of like nitty gritty details of that is something that we might not be able to explain everything about to you at this time, and Ash and I are still figuring out as well. So what we can tell you is kind of what the intention is for the space and what we're going to fight for. Does that address the question well? Because I realize I got into areas where it does get a little more fuzzy for us to describe.
Do we freeze a little bit? It seems like on my end it's okay. I'm not dropping any frames right now, but it's possible it could have happened. Bad Lily B, thank you for that brand new tier 1 sub. Oh, it didn't freeze for you? Okay, awesome. Beautifully said. Okay, it was fine? Okay, good. Awesome. Thank you, Bad Lily B, for the tier 1 sub. Well, Meadow, I had booked time with Meadow for 2 hours, and
I was wondering.
we have a busy day tomorrow, right? So I don't want to keep you too much longer, but I really want to say this has been amazing. Even though I have been working with you for quite some time now, there's always so much to learn, and I cannot tell you enough how much I look forward to this entire year and getting to know you better and getting to work with you and our other amazing guild leaders.
Yeah.
I'm so excited about that. And thank you so much, everybody, for joining the conversation and getting to know us a little bit better. I'm definitely gonna highlight this VOD so that way we can keep it, and if anybody has any other questions, they could, always feel free to come to us and chat with us in the guild and stuff like that. But I'm probably gonna look for somebody to raid now. Maybe we should look for somebody who's live in the guild.
Heck yeah. Also, Ash, you got a question that I think is just really light and fluffy and nice to end on. Someone asked, Dunehammer asked, what's your favorite plushie in the back?
Oh, my favorite plushie? You see this one right here? This little blue slime from Dragon Quest? That's probably my favorite right there. I love it. It's very squishy, and I love Dragon Quest. I love the characters in that game so much. So that's definitely like my number one right there. Yeah.
Also, I'm sorry if I talk too much. I really struggle with that.
No. I feel like you answered these questions in a way that really, first of all, answers the question, and it's so eloquent. Like, you put things in like a really beautiful and eloquent way. So thank you for your time, and thank you for doing that.
Oh, Ash, can we? I mean, okay, first of all, you're welcome, and thank you so much for having me and for being the most gracious host ever. And I'm so glad and grateful that I get to work with you. Can we, before we raid out, let them know about the panel we're doing tomorrow?
Oh, but yes, let's talk about that. Yes, please. So, tomorrow on my channel, we're gonna be doing a panel about the Lissac technique, right? That's what it's called, the Lissac technique. And
That's right, yeah.
it's a really wonderful way to kind of warm up your body, get yourself ready to perform, really feel every kind of movement and being present in the moment. And we have some incredible experts that are going to come and chat with us, Meadow included, and give y'all the rundown about how we can utilize those skills as broadcasters here on Twitch. And please, Meadow, go ahead to fill in any of the blanks that I might have left out.
No, you did a brilliant job. I went ahead and dropped the link for the Virtual Theater Festival website in chat. I hope that was cool because this is the event that's kicking it off. I'm so grateful to Ash for agreeing to host this. This is on Ash's channel. And yeah, we'll have a Lessac master teacher and a Lessac trainer, as well as 2 streamers who have different levels of experience with Lessac technique. So one is someone who's just had a little bit of an introduction, and then in my case, I've studied Lessac technique for several years and done an intensive in it. But bottom line, as streamers, we deserve to take good care of our instruments, and to express our authentic voices is inextricably bound up with taking good care of our actual physical voices and instruments. So this is a technique that can really encourage us when we spend so many hours seated at our streaming desk, or many hours on the mic, to, oh my gosh, yeah, and Little Percent is going to be on the panel as well. But yeah, it's going to be, there will be a lot of levity and like playfulness, and getting to like try out some different exercises, and just really simple, accessible ways that you can relax and reset your body and your voice when you're streaming. So we really hope that it will be informative and helpful for you.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And you're so right. Like, there's so many things that I don't even think about, like, oh, I'm slouching, how am I sitting, like, how are my arms moving, you know what I'm saying? Like, it really makes you aware of all of those little movements that you're doing that could either help you, or you want to get better, like you want to have better habits so you can take care of your instrument, so yeah, so that's what we're gonna be doing tomorrow. That's gonna be tomorrow. I think we landed on 6 or 7.
I think we landed on 7:30, right?
7:30, perfect. 7:30 Eastern. 7:30 Eastern, chat. I will make sure to tweet about that today and tomorrow, and I'm gonna put it in my Discord and stuff like that. So yeah, yeah, and I think I found a raid target. Let's raid Digipop. I'm gonna raid Digipop.
Yay! Love Digi.
Yeah, Digi and I did a creator camp together, and it was really fun. Yeah.
Digipop is also a Twitch Women's Guild mentor.
Yes, and that's one aspect of our program that I really love, is the mentorship program and all the things that the mentors do for the people in this space. I'm telling you, they are there to enrich people's lives and their careers with advice and help, and it's so awesome. It's so awesome. So
big shout out to the mentors.
Heck yeah. So here's my Discord if y'all want to jump in. Wait a minute, we gotta do a shout out Meadow. Hello.
Oh no.
Yeah, please. Please go and give Meadow a follow.
Thank you for putting up with me on your channel 2 days in a row. Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh. It has been such a pleasure. It has been such a pleasure. Yeah. So if you want to stay up to date with what we're doing, there's my socials. And here's the raid message. Let's go say hi to Digipop. Thank you, Meadow, once again for your time. And I'll see you tomorrow. And chat, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Take care of yourselves. Go make sure to drink some water and stretch. And have a good night. Bye-bye.